push our mind to the right things. My name is Law Nation. That's LAW Nation. Really appreciate you guys. We'll be on iTunes, Roku, as well as Google Play and beyond. We're live here on Facebook as well as the YouTube pages. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for growing the nation. Now, this is the thing. We're going to talk about a little bit about Randy Gregory. The off season is always a blunder, right? We just really don't know what we're going to get out of the off season because there's always different rules, different things that changes our minds throughout the day. But I can say this, Cowboy Nation, and if you guys can hear me, let me know. I can say this. Shout out to you, Eric, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. My thing is, hey, if this team can find a way and get a chance to have my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, Randy Gregory into the house, man, that would be nice. Ain't this raw? Ain't this right, raw, real, and uncut, man? Really appreciate you, man. Carrie, I'm gonna let everybody fill up. Steven, appreciate you. Big T, thank you for tuning in. Kennedy, what's good, man? No one cares about weed talk. He said tokers, talker, right? Nobody. He said no one cares about weed smokers. Basically, I'm trying to get that all together for you. All right, so I understand that, man. This is the thing, Cowboy Nation. When we start talking about this thing all together collectively, when we start talking about how we can better this team, how we can fix in the bottom end and the top end of this team, we look into all those small things, right? So my thing is, if you add Randy Gregory into this defense, and then he's able to create pressure, he's able to do all the other things out there as it relates to the, I guess you can say that from here, extra pressure on this defense, because we already know for once if we can have a guy like a Randy Gregory on this team throughout the whole entire year, and I had to put the chat box up there, so you guys, appreciate you. And these are our topics too. Randy Gregory, and then we got to talk about Amari Cooper. So we looking at everything from A to Z. How can this team improve on the defensive front? We got Robert Quinn. Everybody looked at Robert Quinn's contract for this year. It's only a 1-year rental, right? And then on top of that, if you squeeze into your mind, into your mental, of why we got D-Law going into this season, we signed him a lot of money, and then on top of that, we don't want to rush perfection. So we need to have what? Dorrance Armstrong to step it up. We need to have Tacos of the world to step it up. So we need all those guys to step it up. And then on top of that, if that can happen, then we may can see some, I don't know, how can I put this? And you guys can help me out. Let me see how I can put this. In 2014, one can argue and say, okay, the dead catch, no catch, what have you, whatever it may have been. We can arguably say that the defense still let us down, right? Can somebody out-talk me or get me going in the right direction off of that edge, right? If the defense did their job in 2014, maybe, just maybe, we would have got a turnover or interception, a fumble. Maybe we can get a 3 and out and give the ball back to the offense. Can anybody help me out with that, right? And then if you fast forward, of course, we took off on 2015, the devastating year. And then 2016 occurred. Our defense, we allowed Aaron Rodgers to get up, 30-some points or something like that real quick. And if we were able to get multiple turnovers and takeaways in that game, would we be better off in those factors? Help me out. Help me out, Cowboy Nation. Help me out. And then fast forwarding to last year against the LA Rams, I know that they was running all over us left and right? Randy Gregory played that game. And I saw that he was out there and he was rolled up like a burrito because they just steamrolled him. And they said, look, you know what? It got so bad at the end of the game, they kicked D-Law to his side to stop the bleeding a little bit. But what I'm saying is, collectively, we got a Robert Quinn. We got a Randy Gregory, who I can say one of the best pass rushers on this team. Can anybody tell me otherwise? Can anybody tell me he's not the best pass rusher on this team? Can anybody tell me that he's not close to that level of being one of the best natural pass rushers on his team? Eric, he's talking about what are the chances he get reinstated, though. And I'm going to break that down, too. We still got some time here. We still got some minutes here. This is the thing. If you look at Randy Gregory from A to Z, and you said, okay, there are some things that we have problems with as it relates to him against the run. We can talk about that. But the other thing will be, okay, off the field issues as it relates to medicinal purpose or marijuana, however you want to call it. We look into those things. Got to appreciate you, Calvin. Yes. Donated through Super Chat. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
A little something to help grow the nation.
Okay. A little something to help grow the nation. Really appreciate you. All right, so my thing is when you look at Randy Gregory's total complete package, when you look at his whole total skill set or what have you, you begin to say to yourself, man, Randy Gregory, if we can figure out ways, if we can figure out opportunities, if we can figure out chances, if we can figure out the ability for this guy to just stay on the field, man, this team will be better off. And what I was saying is that although we had him in 2018 last year season, and we didn't have anybody that can create that consistent pass rush in 2014. But what I'm saying is that now we have a Robert Quinn, and if you add in the fact that you have a Randy Gregory, and then you have a Tristan, if you have a guy Malik Collins that you can kick into the inside, and then on top of that, if you can limit the snaps that Crawford get, because Crawford is good in a pinch, and then on top of that, if you have D-Law, healthy D-Law, then what you will have is a dynamic defense. My only thing is all of this defense stuff got to get together towards the playoff season, towards the latter part of the season. And that would happen. All right, so here's what we got here. I'm going to read a few more of you guys' comments here. Paul Moon says, Law, if the defense did their job in 2016 and 2018, no telling how far the Cowboys would have gone. Yeah. I agree. Golden Heart says, is it even going to happen? All right, let's look into this. Let me pull up this thing right here. We're going to look and see whether or not all of these things can happen. And this is an article out today. Randy Gregory reportedly will apply for reinstatement, hopes to be a Cowboy. Hope be at the Cowboys camp. I can't read today. All right, Randy Gregory is hoping, that's what I'm probably looking at, the NFL ends its latest suspension in time for him to participate in training camp. Here's the thing, Cowboy Nation, and I'm not going to hit play right here, but this is according to Dallas Morning News report. And shout out to Miss Jackie for giving me this information, man. She hit me up and said, hey, Law, check this out. And I said, okay, I'll look into it. And as soon as I found some free time, we took a real good look at it. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, is this right here. When we start to look at the Dallas Cowboys and Roger Goodell, and we start saying to ourselves, man, Roger Goodell is trying to be on the good foot with the NFL. He is. He's trying to be in the good graces, because here's why. And just listen and hear me out, Cowboy Nation. Here's why. The reason why Roger Goodell is trying to appease the NFL, because for one, trying to appease the players as well as the fan base and everything else, it's because the new collective bargain agreement, the new thing that's going to happen in a few years. And what they're trying to do is trying to get positive PR news out there. They already said that they're going to try to change some rules around so that they won't have harsh penalties for far as cannabis or marijuana, however you want to look at it. So what they're going to do now is they're going to look at this and say, okay, is there a legitimate argument to say that Randy Gregory is bipolar? Is there a doctor out there that can utilize his skill set to say, hey, from my diagnosis or from my research, Randy Gregory is bipolar, and he uses marijuana to self-soothe. Or he uses this particular cannabis to have a better quality of life. He don't want to get the same argument what David Irvin said weeks and months ago, talking about plants over pills. So now they start doing this research, and all of the information that they got back from the research is positively smoking marijuana opposed to taking those pills. So what's going to happen here is that collectively, when they look into this whole total body of work of what Randy Gregory can do while he's on the field, and while they're going to compare what he's going to be able to do if he's not on the field, and how it's going to help benefit the league, because at the end of the day, it's all up to the NFL owners / the fans that we are out here supporting. This is from Marcus Green. Really appreciate you, man. He says, Law, what's up, brother? My boy Zeke is getting these breaks. Yeah, I don't think the nature of Zeke getting a get out of jail free card is a break. I just think that it wasn't enough information out there. Like I said before, let me know if you guys can still, let me see if I got a notification here. All right, let me know if I'm still live, guys. Let me know if you guys can still hear me and what have you. All right, so my thing is, Cowboy Nation, I don't know if whether or not Ezekiel Elliott got a break because of the situation. My thing is, the only reason why he got that quote-unquote break is because of this right here. The guard didn't swing back on him. If it was a brawl, I think that Ezekiel Elliott probably would have got suspended for 2 to 3 games. Yeah. What happened? The stream just cut off? Okay. Let me see if I can restart and relaunch it, man. Let me see. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I had a little snafu with the stream right quick. All right, so I'm just going to try to wrap it up real quick. I got 8 minutes before this time tick out. I really appreciate you guys. We want to really talk about the other topic of the day will be the Amari Cooper. And a lot of people fail to realize that Amari Cooper last year, he didn't have the longitude and latitude to play during the offseason or to be in that off-season training camps and things of that nature. Are you guys back on? Appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And during this offseason, what you really want to look for is the continuity and the consistency. A lot of people discount continuity and consistency, but my thing is Amari Cooper did not get that chance last year to have those type of things out there. So what I'm saying is that Amari Cooper naturally is going to be better than what he exhibited and showed out there last year, just off the simple strength that now you have more opportunities to see Amari Cooper practicing out there, getting on the same page with Dak Prescott. Now, here's the thing. I think that with the new system with Kellen Moore, we can say that, and also with the likes of John Kitna helping Dak Prescott on the small areas, is that what we'll see is marginal increase of productivity between Dak Prescott and going through his reads and understanding that Amari Cooper is better to get the ball out to Amari Cooper opposed to getting the ball to Ezekiel Elliott in the flats or opposed to passing the ball to Jason Witten for a little 5 or 6 yard dump, is to hold that ball for maybe a fraction of a second and get the ball out quicker to Amari Cooper, you see, if that makes any sense to you all. So I'm thinking that, hey, just naturally the way this thing is going around is that when you have a guy that got the short area quickness who can also, you see the guy with his hands on his heads, the number 32 from the Eagles, don't you know that for sure without a shot of a doubt that brother was like, hey, I want to stop Amari Cooper, but he couldn't. The whole entire secondary couldn't. And not just him. We can pull up Washington Redskin tape. We can also pull up the fact that when Amari Cooper entered the scene, man, a lot of teams were saying, like, how can we slow this guy down, number 19, especially when you're trying to load the box with 8 and 9 men front. So what I'm looking at is that collectively, when you start talking about Amari Cooper all off season, his ability to get the separation, take the top off the defense, and then on top of that, the short area quickness and the inside, the slats, the slant routes, the drags, man, all of this stuff was done on the slide last year. Now you got all off season to better everything up this year. Let me know, guys, how you feel about that. Let me know how you guys feel about Amari Cooper altogether, because I'm believing that his persistency, consistency, and his ability to just not say, hey, I want the biggest bank out there. We haven't heard Amari Cooper say, hey, I want the $22 million, I want the $20 million out there. No. This is from Eric, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. He says, Law, what do you think about Tristan? Can he have an impact right away? And that's good. That's a good segue over to back to the defense. My thing is with Tristan, and that's with any defensive front guy that we got this year, as it Jelks or the Joe Jacksons, it still takes time. You know, a lot of times you're not going to have a guy that's going to come out there and get you 8-9 sacks, especially out of the jump. But what you want to look for is Tristan. It's for him to just pick up the defense and be that segue or be that spell guy that can come in and help Malik out. Not asking him to do a lot of things. They can come in and help Antoine Barbecue Woods out. They can come in and also have that extra, okay, Kerry Hyder. Now, instead of taking 5 reps and during practice, after the practice is over with, maybe Kerry's going to say, hey, I really want to make this team. I'm going to stay a little bit later, and I'm going to do 7 to 10 more. The same thing is with Christian Covington. You know, steel sharpen steel, iron sharpen iron. So what's going to happen collectively, Cowboy Nation, is that we building brick upon brick, and then the competition during these not OTAs, now it's training camp. Now it's going to be the real deal. Pat's going to be on. What we are looking for, and what all of you guys should be looking for, is competition. There's going to be competition in these 3 major categories. And I'm going to say again, there's going to be competition in these 3 major categories. Start with the defensive side first. That front 4. There's going to be competition there. Competition. And then on top of that, the competition with the defensive back that's going to play inside the slot. Competition. Look, the competition was so vast last year that your boy, who pretty much you can say helped us win the Saints game, was not even the starter. And I'm talking about Jordan Lewis. You could name probably 20 other teams that when he goes to that team, he's going to be the immediate starter. Right or wrong. Or you can talk about the competition on the wide receiver side of the ball. I said wide receiver side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, which would be the wide receivers, right? That's where the competition is going to be at. I'm not worried about the running backs. I'm not worried about this tight end committee. I'm not worried about this offensive line. We needed help and depth, and we got that. So the competition is going to be heavy with that not about to say offensive line, but the offensive wide receivers. And then we're going to have a strong competition as it relates to the defense on their front 4. That's where that competition is going to be at. And I think, with my limited knowledge, right, is that Dak Prescott is going to be a whole lot better than what he showed us in 2016 and what he showed us in 2017 and what he showed us last year. I think that Amari Cooper, from the small amount of plays that we was able to see last year, from this short time span, is that now all of a sudden you're going to see a more explosive guy. And say, man, how can you get more explosive than that? Because now we have a Randall Cobb that's going to play his slot. We have a guy that when Ezekiel Elliott is gasp a little bit, they got a guy that wears number 36 named Tony Pollard, if he keeps that number. Shout out to you, Philly Cowboys 76. This team, we ready for the tail end of this month so we can really see everything gel together and grow together. Martin says Dexter Lawrence will give Frederick a hard time. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm feeling good about Amari Cooper. This is from David. Yeah. We all feeling good about it. We them boys. Shout out to